Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Lazy Archive. Today, after I fix my crooked mask, there we go. Today, I will be recording the first in a series of videos that I am calling Confessions of a Retail Cashier. Before my current job, I had two other jobs that I absolutely hated. And while this YouTube channel is meant to be about things I enjoy, I cope with having bad jobs by complaining about that. That I do like. It helps you cope and deal with this trauma and stress that I went through with these jobs. And primarily these stories will be coming from my second job, with some stories from my first job. And today I think I will be talking about I guess I'm going to start with the beginning. In my first job, it technically wasn't retail, but I was a cashier at a grocery store, one that was actually not too far away from the school I went to. It was a very popular place. It had been around forever, and it had gone through a couple name rebrands once or twice as it passed from hand to hand. That's not important. This particular grocery store from hell had a particularly mean boss in charge of everything. And this man had been working at the store for decades at this point. And let me tell you, he was an ornery old man. He would verbally abuse anybody that he thought was not doing their job properly. I remember one instance where this particular gentleman was berating one of the cashiers who was assigned the task of sweeping up and down the alleys of the store before closing. The thing is, he accidentally missed one piece of clear tape that had gotten left on the floor. And as a result, our boss decided to verbally threaten him to cut his hours and cut his pay, while also calling him an idiot for missing a single piece of tape. If that isn't an abuse of authority, then I don't know what is. What else can I say about this particular guy, my former boss? One instance that comes to mind off the top of my head is the time that he was exceptionally sexist. And to set the stage, one night, well, this was a thing that all cashiers did, and something that I was not taught how to do right away. It's something I had to more or less figure out. At the end of the night, cashiers have to count the amount of money left inside their drawer so that whoever keeps track of the finances of the store can have an accurate representation of how much money was earned or spent in a day. It's a cashier's job to count that money. And one night when I was taking a little while to count my drawer, the boss was waiting inside by the front door, with the only other employee in the store at the time, a young female co-worker of mine that had just recently started, a little bit after I did. And while I was counting, this man said to her face, and I don't remember the exact wording, but he said something along the lines of, "Wow, he's taking so long to count, it's like waiting for a woman," or he is counting as slow as a woman. And when she told me what he said, I was, frankly, personally angry and just overall kind of disappointed and almost disgusted by his behavior. Like, seriously, you say something blatantly sexist to the only female employee in the store at the time. Like, what are you trying to make a point, sir? Or you just felt like being particularly sexist that day while being oblivious to the person you're talking to? Boy, let me tell you, that made for one bitter piece of gossip that I had to keep in the back of my mind whenever I dealt with this particular gentleman. And I find it so ironic that he is like that, despite he himself having a daughter or daughters of his own. Hopefully he doesn't treat them like that, and hopefully he has learned to not act like that in the future, but it's been years since I've seen him, so I can't really guarantee any particular change in behavior for the better or the worse for him. Hopefully for the better. Oh, man. Let me tell you, I did not enjoy working these jobs, and I have plenty of stories to tell in the future. But for now, I am going to leave this episode here and allow the audience to ruminate on this particular story for now. But do expect more horrible and some good stories about my previous jobs in the future. But for now, that ends part 1 or episode 1 of Confessions of a Retail Cashier. Thank you ever so much for watching. And if you've had any particularly nasty stories about your experiences in a particularly bad workplace, in retail or otherwise, go ahead and tell it in the comments. It'll hopefully some other bad stories will jog my memory of all the things I've experienced behind a register, and hopefully I remember to make those. Hopefully those dredged up memories help me make more of these videos in the future. Anyway, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. Did I say my video in the past, or have I just said the video? Whatever. Thank you ever so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come back, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye now.